Hey, this is Ray. I realized that after I put up a few videos and finished most of the work on my website, what the hell? Hello. I never actually quite introduced myself on video. Um, my name's Ray. I've worked as a chef for about 10 years, a little over 10 years, in New York and Philadelphia. I also worked at Bally Total Fitness for a number of years. But anyway, I suffered this setback, got depressed, poor diet, um, and I got to a point where I actually stopped eating, and I lost a lot of weight. Um, Most of my diet consisted of coffee and chocolate. I would eat that for days on end, just coffee and a few pieces of chocolate. And someone decided they wanted to try and help me out and make sure I was eating, so they bought me the boxes of, I'm not going to name names, but the red box pasta. Everyone knows what it is. You go to the supermarket, it's cheap. And it's cheap for a reason. So I started eating that stuff twice a day, roughly 2.5 pounds of this pasta a day, with a little bit of veg and a little bit of protein, but mainly pasta. And over time, my stomach started bloating up. And I wasn't really getting fat. My arms were still, thin. My legs were still thin. My face and neck and everything else was still thin. My chest was thinning out, but my stomach was bloating out, almost like you see the pictures of like the starving kids that have like the gas pockets in their stomach and they're bloated. Well, that happened to me, and it's not really because I was It's not because I was starving. It's because of what was in the pasta. It was cheaply produced enriched flour that had azermometine or something. It's on my website. The actual chemical. Now, what the chemical is used for is it's a paint thinner. Well, it's used in paint thinners. It's used in paints. It's used in rubber, plastic, styrofoam, rubber phones, yoga mats. It's used in a lot of industrial stuff. Well, they put this in a rich flour to stretch it out and to fluff it up, so when you bake bread, the bread rises and it gets fluffy. It's cheap, you know, and the FDA decided, oh, this is good stuff to feed to the American people. Not only am I bloating up, but what the chemical actively does is it actively destroys the probiotics in your stomach. To simplify it, you've got two types of bacteria in your stomach. You've got probiotic, which helps your body digest food, breaks it down, keeps your stomach healthy, keeps all the nasty stuff at bay. Okay, it's like an antibody for your stomach and your intestines. Helps you push out the waste, keeps your body clean. Then you have Candida. Candida is a bacteria that's similar to yeast. Now, what happened to me is that eating so much pasta and ingesting so much of that chemical killed off most of the probiotic in my stomach. So I was left with way too much Candida. When I decided I wanted to start eating healthy again, having too much of this bacteria in my stomach, every time I ate fruit, rice, wheat, any type of grain, honey, anything pre-sweetened, what it would do is it would take the sugary substances and start to create yeast. So effectively, I started growing yeast in my my large intestine and my lower intestine. So I had a yeast infection in my intestines, which got to the point where I was getting massive headaches and migraines all the time. I had no energy. I was always fatigued, no matter how much I slept. The bloating, constipation. Like I would go 4, 5, 6 days, before I could make a stinky. And that kind of fed my depression. And then one day I decided to stop feeling sorry for myself and get back to who I am, or who I truly am. So I started doing the research. Um, Went to different nutritionists, asked a doctor friend of mine, compared notes, saw different things that they were saying, read up on some blogs that scientists are putting out. Well, not scientists, but more or less microbiologists that specialize in microbes and microorganisms and things like that. And most of the research all pointed toward me having a yeast infection in my stomach. The causes, the reasons, the how, the why, and what to do. And there's two ways to deal with it. You can either go the scientific route and ingest more chemicals, which I wasn't keen on doing since it was the chemicals that got me into that position in the first place. The second is the natural route. Basically, if you want to go the natural route to cure yourself of a yeast infection, you have to give up all fruit, uh, honey, sugar, anything pre-sweetened. You have to give up rice, all wheats, all grains, all flours for a minimum of 30 days. I decided because I was so messed up, I wanted to try and go 60 days, which is another recommendation that they give you. And honestly, I didn't last the 60 days. I lasted 55 days. I saw this piece of cake, man, and I couldn't hold out. I had to have it, so I took it. After 3 days, um, I didn't have headaches. I haven't had a headache in 2 months, and I used to pop Advil and ibuprofen 4 or 5 times a day. I haven't had a headache in months since July. It's now September. Um, I'm pretty regular. I don't feel bloated. My appetite, a lot of my appetite's coming back. It's slow. I'm not eating 3 meals a day yet, but I do eat a little food for breakfast, a couple small little snacks in between, and I try and eat dinner. Even if I don't think I'm that hungry, I force myself to eat dinner to try and get back into the habit of having, the 2 3 meals a day, which goes hand in hand with keeping you regular. So if you're not eating regular meals, you're not gonna, make your regular stinkies. You guys don't mind me calling it stinky, do you? Because it does fucking stink. Um, yeah, so with the simple changes with my diet, I also added a little bit more oregano because oregano is acidic by nature. Um, and I use oregano in cooking anyway when I cook certain vegetables or certain meats. But what oregano does is the acid that's in the oregano kills Candida in your stomach. Vinegar does the same thing. So I started eating a lot of pickled vegetables. Really simple. I'll put a recipe or a video on my site and show you just how easy. If not, buy it in the supermarket. You know what it is. You can either eat pickles or you can have the Greek pickled vegetables, the kalamata salad, which is the cauliflower, the carrots, the red peppers, the onions, the olives. I like a lot of garlic and onion in a lot of my food. I just double the amount that I put in because the acidity in the garlic and the onions helps kill the candida in your stomach. Now, you're killing this bad bacteria. You have to find a way to put the positive or the probiotics back into your system. You can either take pills, and I don't really like taking a lot of pills. I take a lot anyway, but why add another one? Or you can eat yogurt. I eat whole fat organic yogurt for several reasons. The reason I eat whole milk organic is because of the ingredients. When you eat low calorie, 0 calorie, low cholesterol, zero fat, all those, you know, promising healthy diet items that are on the market, they usually have a lot of chemicals that strip the food supposedly of those things. Now the chemicals are in there. We don't know what exactly it's doing. A lot of these companies have recipes, and you can't give out the recipe for your ingredient because it's protected by federal law. Another thing you have to keep in mind is that a lot of low-fat products compensate by putting a lot of cornstarch. These things you need to think about. On top of the fact that we don't know what's in this low fat, low calorie shit to begin with. Started working out again. Now, for people that haven't worked out in a while, for people that have never worked out, I don't recommend you go to the gym. The gym is not the place for you for several reasons. You don't have the strength, the stamina, or the endurance to really work out at the gym. The gym is the second level. It's stage 2. You need to get through stage 1. You know, during the course of my depression, I got really weak. My joints got weak. My muscles got weak. You know, I didn't look like myself. I didn't feel like myself. You know what I do? I take a shower, do everything I have to do in the morning, and do some push-ups. And I'll show the push-ups that I do. Really simple. But the point being is, after you do whatever you need to do in the bathroom, you come out and you do a set of push-ups. Whether it's 3, whether it's 10, whether it's 20. Make them the best push-ups you can. What you're going to do is you're going to jumpstart your metabolism. Your body is reacting to being under stress. So to protect your muscles, your body is going to kickstart its metabolism to try and find fuel for your muscles. Whether it's stored up sugar, whether it's fat, your body is going to try and grab at it to feed your muscles. Do a few push-ups here or there, or walk or run. You're putting your muscles under stress. You're stretching your muscles out so the blood can flow in there, so the nutrients are getting to there. And that's why people get stronger. Not necessarily bigger, but you get stronger. You get leaner. Because your body is constantly going to be looking for something to eat. It's going to eat the fat. Fat doesn't turn into muscle. Muscle eats fat. When you get home, you know, you don't even need to do sit-ups at this point. Just do push-ups. Few push-ups. Build up your strength. Build up your stamina. Build up your endurance. Because if you're only doing 5, within 3-4 days, you're going to be doing 6, 7, or 8. The week after that, your average is going to be 10. The week after that, your average is going to be 15. And if 15 is the max that you can do for a while, then that's fine. That just means you need to alternate the positioning of your hands to work out different areas. And you'll see a lot more of that when I show you how I do my push-ups. I elevate my body so that my entire core is being worked, not just the top of my chest. But you'll see all this. So, I hope you guys give me a chance. A lot of what I'm referencing is coming from nutritionists. It's coming from people in sports medicine. It's coming from personal trainers that I used to know. Things that I'm remembering now that I'm getting back into the group of things. My whole goal is to help people understand what's going on with their bodies. You know, people may think they have a gluten allergy. You know, you might not have a gluten allergy. You might have a yeast infection in your intestine. People might need to see how to get started working out or become remotivated for working out. Well, you see, I'm not a super strong, you know, guy. I've never been super huge. My muscles will become really defined, really pronounced. I will put on a little bit of weight, but I will never become super huge. I don't want to be super huge. I like how my clothes fit. Well, I'm sure this shirt could be a bit snugger, but yeah. I'll also be posting more recipes, simple things that you can do, to change your diet, change your lifestyle. I'm never going to tell you to do a fad. I'm not going to tell you to, you know, give up all food and drink hot lemonade for 10 days. I'll never tell you any stupid shit like that. I'm just going to show you how to properly cook food so that you keep the nutrition, you fight off whatever it is you're trying to do, you keep the flavor. Simple things. I'm never going to give you anything too complicated. I'm going to dumb it down so that anyone can do it. Really simple. You've seen the 2 meatloaf videos. Simple. You saw the chicken video. Simple. You know, it's not rocket science. You want to dress it up after that, then you go right ahead. You do what you want. If it makes you happy, if you think it's going to taste better, you know, you do what you want. I'm just giving you starting points, and you take that information and you run with it, because that's how you improve. That's how you get better. With Simple Body, I will be getting a new camera, so if the quality isn't that good, I do have more equipment that that I've got ordered and things like that. So just bear with me for a bit. Um, Let me know what you think, what needs to be improved, what doesn't need to be improved, what you want to see. I will be posting a series of home workouts for people to do, things for in the morning, um, and things at night. But the morning, really, you're only going to be doing push-ups. You're not going to be doing anything too complex. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.